dry, but I'm going to put a tone into this that's going to just kind of keep it in this warm tones that I have started over here. And I'm just going to scumble that brush up, staying away from that very, very edge there because I don't want it to bleed out yet. It's not quite dry, so I'm going to stay away from it. And what this is going to do now is just give me kind of a start on the basic light color that's going to be on that side. But can you see how I'm already trying to create some texture in there as well as some variety in that color? Now I'm just going to come right out to that edge and work my way down into here. With the exception of where the snow is going to be right there, I'm going to go ahead and cover this area. Leave a couple of places for the snow as I scumble that. Now I'm going to come back in while that's still a little bit wet, and I'm going to come over here and lay in some of the darks that you see on this coarse shadow side. And I'm going to start with the warm red and get that ready. I'm going to start with a cool red, get that ready, and then I'm going to make the brown that I'm going to start with by taking a little bit of blue. And now I'm going to come right up to this edge. I'm going to bring some warm into it, but dark, and let that blend together or mingle.
And is that still a little damp? And
that's a little bit damp, and right on this edge it's a little bit damp too. See how we're getting a soft edge? But some of the areas where I didn't paint at all, there's going to be a hard edge there. Okay. A little more yellow. A little more. Now you can do this without turning it into mud if you let it do the crawling around instead of pushing it all around with your brush. I'm going to darken up quite a bit right on this edge. What do we know about that? Where it turns into the coarse shadow, it's our darkest. So I'm going to really darken this up. Again, look where we're painting, right up here at the top. Now, of course, I'm simplifying the shape quite a bit from what you see there, but okay, so already we're getting a pretty good look for how that mountain is going to look when we a couple of these lines that give the sense that it's has some things happening in it. And now I'm going to warm this up quite a bit in here. A little bit warmer. And I'll let those colors just blend or mingle into it, and they'll just work their way down. I'm going to do the same thing down here in this area. And I'll dull that back with a little bit of blue. And that'll make kind of a gray. Does it surprise you how loose some of this is at the start compared to how detailed it is as we finish up? We cover a lot of area very, very quickly now. Okay, so I'm going to... the really hard edge right there where it crawls over into the sunny side of it. Okay, now I'm going to come down and follow along where this... where the snow is down there, and I'm going to leave that. What's that?
What orange are you using?
This is quinacridone sienna.
Okay.
Okay. And now I'm going to come down in here and pick up this dark that's in here, but I'm going to preserve a couple of places in there for some snow. Now these are my initial glazes. I'll come back over this and do some more detail in a minute, but if I've got my values right, and I follow this, it should look pretty good with my first set of values that I lay on there. And if, like I say, there's an 80-20 chance it's going to look good. There's still a
That's for you, but what about for us?
same.
2080.
No, it's not. It's not either. Now when we get down in here, I'm going to let it get just a little bit bluer. So I'm going to just dull it back a little by introducing this blue into the orange. Just so I can have a little more variety in here, really no other reason.
Just to carry your color through.
Yeah. I'll break that up where the snow is falling so it looks a little bit, or where it falls on the rocks. Then I'll bring these rocks down and bring them right up against where the snow does. And this one, I'll leave a little edge there, a little highlight.
And if you go online,
Well, look how that changed with that yellow background.
you can see.
Okay, now I'm going to paint the places where the snow comes through. I'm going to create a shape in here that kind of helps us to come down like this at an angle. Maybe following that from that we started to develop with the sky. Now these are this is the snow, of course, and these patches I'm making are the patches that we're seeing through the snow. And once we kind of form those and give them some shape and dimension, when we get the shadows on there, it'll look more interesting.